we fade in on a doctor. Maybe late 40s, early 50s. Olive skin, salt and pepper, hair and beard, and a long white coat. And he enters the room bathed in headache-inducing luminescent tube lighting, sort of cheap ceiling panels that you can knock through, to a group of individuals sat in a circle. Individuals wearing the gowns of an inpatient of some kind. And as the three of you sit there now and try to recall exactly how you got here, the hazy events, your encounter with Ed Miller Wist, or as he introduced himself, Mr. Wilde. The gentleman in the white coat sits down, clipboard in hand. There's always the troublemakers, yes? What have I told you three about disrupting the ward? Again. It's not good for the other patients. We must have a calm, serene environment. The three of you continue to confound me. He leans back in his chair somewhat. What's everyone's alertness ratings?
70?
82.
Yeah, you guys are. I think you guys are all pretty high. No need to roll.
46.
You see the. You're all still pretty high.
Okay.
You see the name tag reads Dr. Maximo Friend.
Are our outfits any different right now? Like, are we like?
We
You're-
have
You're all wearing like inpatient gowns.
Okay.
Some of you might have slippers, some of you might not. That's kind of up to you. Are you a slippers man or not, Corporal Kane?
Well, one of them is currently in my hand, getting ready to be thrown at said doctor right now.
Okay.
Because Kane should probably already be in a mental institute, in real life.
And he sees the slipper in your hand and he's like, Corporal, please, do not make me have to gesture to our big friend in the corridor there, Ed. I understand you had an entanglement with him earlier tonight. And he gestures
I
out
did not
to
sleep with him.
the door. He gestures out to the door behind him and sort of out in the corridor, and he kind of making his presence known is the absolute behemoth that you attempted to physically attack. This is he is the big
drop kick.
Yeah, he is the biggest man any of you have ever seen. He makes Brock Lesnar look like a child. And Dr. Friend turns back towards his focus on the rest of you. Well, I have your case files here. Let's see if we can't... Perhaps it's time to address the root cause. why you are here. You all believe yourselves to be the agents of some conspiracy? You saved the world at the cost of your own soul. And he turns to you, Desmond. You, who claim to have seen Bigfoot. And he's looking at the clipboard. It's like reading notes. And you stopped the government conspiracy in the early millennium. And you. He turns, gestures towards Agent Bishop. You're tracking magical drugs in New York City. This is the sort of thing that makes the career of someone in my field. And you claim a demon is having an affair with your husband. That's driven you mad. And finally you, Corporal Kane.
What does the funny doctor got to say about me now?
Raised by a cult. It's about the only true thing in here, and I am deeply sorry. And you should have become a novelist instead of trying to pass this off as non-fiction. You defeated the last of the Nazis in Argentina? It's incredible. It's amazing. As fantastical as all of this is, you're all deeply troubled. You've been here for quite some time. Mr. Vickleston, they found you howling in the woods, having attacked some tourists. You, Agent Bishop, you overdosed and were found having broken into the house of a rather rich individual in New York City, raving about hounds you could not see. And you, Corporal Kane, your entire unit dead at your hands. You emerged from that cave in Afghanistan screaming about otherworldly beings. The only other survivor reports you lost your mind and killed your own men. We've tried and again to get through to you with more mundane means. My counterparts here insistent that we take the soft approach, but after your behavior tonight, I I have had to come in here and apply the brute force method. I am sorry. None of you are special. You are all just deeply, deeply damaged. I will give you some time. I know this must be quite the blow. You can talk amongst yourselves if you wish. Then you can have free reign of the facility as usual and enjoy your evening. Just behave yourselves. We are watching Mr. Dubrovnik. And he hooks a thumb to that giant. He is always watching. I will follow up, evaluate you soon. You have a good evening. And he gets up, moves the chair.
Doctor.
Okay, yeah, he stops and turns. Yes, Miss Bishop.
Pardon. What year is it?
2015.
I see.
As he turns to walk away, I'm also going to like call out to the doctor. And the second he turns around, I'm throwing the slippers straight at his face, and I'm going to yell, "Eat my ass!"
The slipper just kind of impacts with the side of his
Classic
face
Kane.
and slides down before falling to the floor. And he just shakes his head. He just looks tired, and he sighs and kind of looks at the ground.
Yeah, I'm disappointed too. The outfit styles are not chic. They're not stylish at all in here. Alright, I thought hospital slippers were supposed to be comfortable and stylish. That's why people keep stealing them.
Please don't make us sedate you, Kane. Good night. And he turns back again to leave. And he is gone.
All right.
Well,
That took a bit longer than I expected.
what do we do now then?
Alright. So,
Guess we take a tour of Crazy Town.
yeah, what is the possibility that we're in a separate dimension again?
I'd say about 100 and A divided by purple. Because who the fuck knows if this is real or if it's half real or if they teleported us to Detroit, God forbid.
Yeah, that would be pretty shitty if we got teleported to Detroit.
Anyone remember how we got here? Or is that fuzzy for you too?
Well, I remember drop kicking Igor over there, whatever his name is, and then immediately getting like knocked out. Which, by the way, whatever they're using for their like suppressants and whatnot, or their sedatives, great stuff. A tier, zero backlash. Like, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling well rested. So
This is gonna cause brain damage for sure.
probably, but like honestly, at this point,
Hey, Mark. Given Eliza's background in drugs, would she be able to tell what they used? Like, in investigating drugs, I mean.
You don't feel the effects of any sort of drugs in your system.
Fair enough. Well, I don't think they put anything on me, for what it's worth.
Do I notice any clocks in the rooms? Especially like specifically the analog clocks with the hands and everything like that? No, there's no clocks in this room.
There are no clocks. No.
No clocks. Just the chairs. There's no windows either, I'm assuming.
There are, but they are all barred or have heavy mesh
There
grills
are.
over them, and it is nighttime.
Okay. Um,
It's still night, so surely we can't have been here that long. Right?
I mean, last time it took about 20 seconds for us to come all the way out, right? On the other side.
That's true.
So, we might be in here a while.
I just mean, there's no point in rushing or making any rash decisions.
no. And we probably shouldn't do the test the theory of unplugging yourself and seeing if you escape the simulation theory.
Don't do that. Don't do
Yeah.
that.
No,
And
I don't think that's a
I don't
viable
even know
option.
how you would.
Um,
There's nothing in here. There's no.
I mean, I could just beat one of you to death and then like see if you get like make it out to the other side. But obviously, we're not
Kane,
going to do that.
Kane,
as much as I love beating people up,
Actually, you know, Eliza's better at that, so Eliza would be the one to do it.
as much as I love beating people up, you're going to get us all lobotomized, and I really don't want to deal with that.
That's why I'm saying we should not. That's not in the cards. I'm laying out all the possibilities and rooting out the ones that are like, nope, can't do that one. All right.
You sounded pretty interested in
I'm
beating one of
just saying
them.
it is a possibility that if it was an option, if it was, it isn't an option. You absolutely could murder me right now
It's not
with your
an
bare
option.
hands. It's not an option though, which is, but it's a possibility.
No. No.
The good old doctor said we were free to explore the grounds, right? Under watch, obviously, but
Yeah, I mean, I think free is a pretty strong word, but we can certainly try.
we could have a little tour with Big Brother quite literally staring down our back. I don't see really what else we're gonna do in the meantime.
Honestly, this whole scenario seems excessively 1984 to me, but
So I do gotta ask before we go on though. A lot of what he said about us was true. We did do a lot of that shit. But I don't remember attacking nobody. I don't think Eliza overdosed. And I'm like hopefully 90% sure Kane did not kill his entire unit. But Kane, I do need a bit of reassurance on that one.
I did not for sure. However, something did get to. Something did happen while I was overseas, so that was my first experience with
Corporal Kane, can you make
kind
a
of the unknown.
willpower? Can you make a willpower check for me, please?
Nuts. Yeah, I can do that.
Got him.
God, nards. All right, willpower. That's a success.
Okay, no, you're pretty sure you have the correct memory of the events that transpired in those caves in the early 90s. You're not sure what kind of game this Dr. Friend is playing, but the blood of those men are not on your hands. You're pretty sure of that.
My guess is that he's trying to get into our heads. Yeah, I mean, he's taking the worst option of what could have happened, and he's trying to make us believe that it did, and that we belong here. That's probably what happened to the other Delta Green agents that went missing. They probably all ended up here, just like us. That's why there's no proof of them anywhere.
I guess we better check up on them.
Yeah, I'm sure the other patients are in the other wings. Can I look for anything that could be taken and broken off? I need to make a shiv. I don't feel safe now.
There's nothing in the vicinity that would meet
God,
that end.
why is everything safe around here?
You're in a mental hospital. You really think they're going to give you anything like that?
They're not going to give me anything. I'm going to have to break it off and make it myself.
Yeah, they have
Isn't-
already thought about that.
Yeah. Even the chairs are stuck to the floor.
I had to check.
I mean, you've got not one slipper, but two.
Oh
So-
no, I left the other slipper behind. I'm walking around one slipper on, one slipper off kind of
Oh,
vibe.
Okay.
Kane already looks like he belongs there.
So
Might have to leave Kane here.
as
It might
far
be good
as
for him.
as far as exploring Dorchester House by night, you can advise me if you're going to look maybe for like an NPC in particular, or you can just look. Those will be different roles, and obviously you'll receive different results. It's up to you as a group.
I mean,
I mean, this one is kind of your call, but are we going to look for Amanda?
I don't know why she'd be here, but I don't think she is. So I think our best bet is to look for the missing Delta Green agents and establishing contact with those first.
hey, out of character, Bryan.
Yeah.
What's your search?
My search is 66.
Mine's 46, and I sort of remember if you wander around this sort of place, it might be better to fail sometimes.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if maybe Desmond should take the lead.
Yeah, Eliza's search is really high, so
It may not be like that, but
I think Crazy Woodsman should take the lead here then. Go howl into the woods. You are king of the loony bin. I pass you my crown.
in that case, Desmond just gets up from the chair and starts to walk towards the door. All right, well, I'm hungry, so I'm going to the cafeteria.
You think they have pudding?
Yes,
I love pudding.
it's
You
going to be shitty vanilla, though.
It always is, but still good.
you step out from the bare room you were in. You're on the ground floor The architecture, the layout of the place doesn't appear to have changed from the daytime, other than the fact that the whole place is now lit with a invasive fluorescent lighting, constantly sort of. When it's silent, it's not silent because you hear that hum. And there are various figures just wandering the hallways. Your Corporal Kane's new giant friend is now nowhere to be seen. Let me just check something here. And we'll go with this page.
That's right. Good guy.
You emerge from the room, Desmond, and you turn to look one way, and as you turn to look the other one, you'll bump into a thin young man with curly red hair, bifocal glasses. He's wearing the same or similar hospital pajamas as yourself beneath a tweed jacket. Hey, I'm walking here. What the...
Oh, all right. I did not mean to get in your way. I'm also walking here, so maybe we both walk a little bit to the left.
Should mean the right.
Fine, just... And he looks at you with a measure of suspicion. Everyone make an alertness check for me.
Oh,
Happily.
I love those.
Absolutely.
Success.
Oh, that is a big failure.
And get to go on alertness.
Agent Bishop and Desmond, you both get the distinct impression, as he sort of takes a step back after having bumped into you, you see him, what he thinks is rather subtly, check his own pockets as if he suspects you of trying to maybe pickpocket him.
As he does that, I'm going to, like, very obviously make it look like I'm putting something in my pocket, and as soon as he goes to look at it, I pull my hand out and give him the middle finger.
His lip kind of, the corner of his mouth curls up. And flashes his teeth almost in anger, just momentarily, but not fast enough for you to not catch it. You watch where you're going.
Oh, I kind of kick him now.
Desmond smiles.
He kind of hunches over and waddles on past you up the corridor.
Oh, he's a giant nerd. We can totally kick him.
Bro, he's got the tweed jacket equipped over because it's part of his class basic set. Like, as nerd.
He's got the class nerd.
And you
Alright,
go. You wanted to go.
bully him.
You wanted to go looking for the cafeteria. You can make a search check. You can all make one if you're all looking for the cafeteria, and we'll see if you can find it.
Wow. Oh shit! I still succeeded.
Okay.
I succeeded as well. Come on, failures. Let's find some crazy
I
stuff.
would actually rather look for the rooms where the Delta Green agents were staying in daytime Dorchester House.
That's
That's
up
okay
on the.
with you.
That's up on the top floor. You're currently on the ground floor.
So I'd rather like start heading upstairs.
Okay. So you want to do that on your own?
I mean, I'm just going to start walking there and see what happens.
I mean, that's fine, and you do that without any issue.
That is a 93, so that's a failure.
On a search. Well, you wouldn't need to search for those rooms. You know where they are.
Cool.
The
Then
only
I'm gonna
reason
head to
I'm
them anyway.
yeah, the only reason I'm rolling a search on the cafeteria is because you've never been there, so they need to find it. Which you do.
Cool.
We'll come back to the cafeteria duo in momentarily. Agent Bishop, you get up to those rooms. The patient charts that were previously empty on the wall. They're like just plastic wallets that have been mounted to the wall. And when you visited these rooms before, they were empty. They are now full. Well, 3 of them are.
I see. Can I read these?
You read them and realise they are patient charts for yourself, Desmond, and Corporal Kane.
Right.
Can you make a sanity check for me, please?
Hey, first one of the night. That'll be a 29 for me, so that's a success. Eliza's not that far gone,
That's fine.
thankfully.
0 loss for that then. The rooms remain the same. Same bloodstained message on the wall of one of them.
Dibs.
We'll hold it there.
Okay.
Head back to the cafeteria now. As the 2 of you enter, you see a menagerie of, I think the correct term is affected people. Let's see which one grabs your attention the most. Desmond, you sort of start making your way in, both of you do. Your attention is captured by, there is this incredibly aged individual sitting on the very edge of the long cafeteria benches that line the otherwise very mundane, you could almost call it government issue cafeteria. Once you've been in one of them, you've been in all of them. All stainless steel and white tile. The individual hunched over his meal as one would in prison. The lines on his face just about visible through the bandages. The mass of bandages that are enwrapped around his entire skull. And he sort of looks up at you. You make eye contact with him. You make an intelligence ×5 roll for me, please.
I'd love to. This is going to be
Brain
close.
Desmond.
This is going to be close. Failed by 3.
The moment you lock eyes with him, this individual seems strangely familiar. And you kind of stare at him for a moment and you feel like a tap on the shoulder. To your left, standing there with a lunch tray in her hands, is a attractive woman in her early 30s. likely African American. She looks to you and then looks to the bandaged figure. It's, never mind him. He's been here for a while.
How long is a while?
You, rumor says 60 years, give or take. I'm Deborah, by the way. She extends a hand.
Desmond sort of just takes it without looking away from the bandaged figure.
Yeah, no one... The rumor is no one knows his name. He came in here...
No, I think I might.
Well...
I don't... He looks so familiar.
Ah. Well... All of the orderlies here, they just call him Sunshine.
Desmond just walks away from this woman towards this figure.
Rude? As you leave and approach the figure who doesn't really pay you any attention, just hunched over, keeps eating.
I'm gonna crouch down in that very fatherly manner and stare directly into this figure's eyes, if I can see them. And just wait for him. I'll just sit there crouched for several minutes if I need to, till he looks at me and addresses me.
He looks up, looks straight at you, and his eyes go wide, and then he just shakes his head and looks down and continues eating again. And you feel some sort of movement to your right, and it's Deborah again. She's caught up with you, and she takes a seat next to you on the bench, presumably opposite Sunshine. And he's a mute. They've tried to get him to speak, nothing. They've tried to get him to... I've watched them try and get him to write, nothing.
I don't know about that. I think he types pretty well.
Well, I mean, good luck.
Thank you, Deborah.
Yeah, well, my pleasure. It's fine. You look lost?
No, I'm not lost. I know exactly where I am. It was where I was trying to get to.
Here?
Desmond just smiles at her.
I thought I had problems. Corporal Kane. This is like divine providence. You see not in the cafeteria with you, but through a grilled window, and there is like an out into the night, and as I've mentioned before, this whole building is like an E shape if you were to look at it from above. And you look across and you can see to kind of the middle part of the E, if you were in the top end. You look through one window and you could see out in a room that would probably be pretty easy to navigate to. You see a woman in what looks like a spare room, like an arts and crafts room, maybe. There's like easels and paper mache and all that kind of thing everywhere. And there's lots of different people doing... There's like people crocheting, and there's... The one that catches your eye... She is working on a 3-meter long paper dragon. And you watch her as she opens the head of one, and she puts in an empty sort of thermos-sized glass container, and then like close the head down and glues it on to the frame. And as she does that, she turns to her left directly towards you and catches your eye, and then looks back again, darts away, averting her gaze the moment she realizes you're looking at her.
That's awfully suspicious. I'm gonna just take a tray of food from wherever, and just kind of start walking over there to not look suspicious. I'm gonna go eat lunch in the arts room.
Okay, so they're serving hot dogs.
Oh, hell yeah!
Lizzie time.
And you grab one and you leave the cafeteria out into the hall, and you find your way to that arts and crafts room. And she's still there. There's a pile of these paper dragons in front of her, as a matter of fact. And she just sort of continues crafting as you approach. She has not noticed you yet.
So there were just like a bunch of paper mache dragons, you said?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
And
Is there anybody else in the room with us at the time?
there's plenty of sort of less... There's a handful of other patients there, but they all appear to be there, like crocheting, or there's a couple in the corner painting, and nothing amazing, just random colours on an easel. They're not artists.
I like it, Picasso.
They're just trying to express themselves. The woman you approached, now that you're closer, you could see that she was sort of a youngish looking blonde woman. As you get closer, you realise her hair is in fact blue and blonde and like fried blue. And she kind of sees you approach. I looks up.
Hey. Sorry, I saw you from the cafeteria, and I saw the dragons you were working on. I used to have a friend back in the army. He used to make these little origami cranes.
Listen, are you here about the book?
The book? Yeah. But, like, obviously I'm not gonna, like, just ask her with nothing in return. You know, like, fair deal. So, you know, brought a hot dog along as kind of peace offering. I don't know if you're into that. I'm into hot dogs, so I'm hella into weenies.
I had a boyfriend that was like that once. Obviously, we broke up because He was in the weenies. Whatever, just... Why are you following me?
Following you would imply that we went from multiple locations, but I just saw you working on, or like these paper mache dragons. And I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. I want to learn how to do that. But then you brought up something about a book, and I do like books. You know, I'm actually like kind of an author myself, so like,
Look,
I'm just intrigued by like what book you're talking about now. Got my curiosity.
she leans in, like, conspiratorially. So, the truth about America? Imperial dynasty has ran this country since the beginning.
Oh, 100%.
My name is in there. I should be a senator or whatever, instead of being stuck in here. And she like carries on making yet another paper dragon.
And what name is that? Like, I got some friends that are like pretty high up there. They can probably get your name in the book, you know?
It's already in there. Don't act like you
Okay,
don't know.
Are you talking about Amanda?
I don't know any of... My name's Cloris.
Thank you. That's all I needed. Chloris, thank you. All right, Chloris. God, that's very sense.
You're all here to get rid of me because... You're all with them. You know, the deep state or whatever?
Oh, you mean those guys? No, we're actually on the run from them right now. You see, there's a bunch of them that are trying to kill us right now.
Make a persuasion
Because-
check.
I'm just flat out telling her the truth. That is, oh, that's a success. That's a 47. Okay.
Look, it's not my fault. I was born to be bigger than all of this. Okay?
No, I get that.
Look. And she grabs a bit of paper, like a post-it, and all of the writing implements here are like blunted, like charcoal and chalk. She grabs a charcoal and she sort of carves almost in charcoal onto this post-it. It just says the Imperial Dynasty of America. That's the book. If you find it, you'll find my name in there. I just want to be left alone. Carries on making her.
Okay. I guess I take my hot dog and myself out of there. And I guess I'm going to try to find a library then, if they have one. And see if, or like maybe a place with like a computer that the patients can access.
Okay. Before we do that, Agent Bishop, as you stand looking at the patient chart for yourself, said chart advising that you've been here for 8 years now, that you fell into the very drugs you were supposed to police tried a bit too much of the evidence, went off the rails, began getting violent with and accusing your husband of infidelity, to the point of where they had to remove you from any contact with your children, as you would be a danger to both them and your husband. And as you read this, there is a sickening laugh from up the corridor as you look to your left. And once more you spy the man, now calling himself Mr. Wilde, stood there with his cat lacing itself between his legs in a figure of 8. Well, well, well. If it isn't sweet little Eliza.
Hello again, Mr. West. Or is it Mr. Wilde now?
Wild? Wild by name, wild by nature, love.
Uh-huh. I seem to recall you knew a lot of things about a lot of people.
They call me the repairer of reputations.
Mm.
And you have caught the eye of some rather interesting people. I am but a humble agent for these parties. You can engage me to spread or quash rumours about yourself. Perhaps I'll do a little something to help your reputation in certain circles.
What sort of reputation do I have now, if you don't mind me asking?
You're a bit of a naughty girl, aren't you?
I don't know. Am I now?
Well, I mean, the scuttlebutt is that you assaulted your poor old husband. At least, that's the official version.
Well, I'm lucky enough not to remember that.
That is a common excuse round here.
I'm sure it is. So, tell me, has it really been 8 years already, or is that just what's on my report?
8 years, 8 minutes. It's the same. When you're on this side of reality, isn't it?
That's what I thought. Well, at least I know I'm not that far gone yet, or maybe I'm too far gone already. We'll have to see.
Look, you and your friends, wherever they may be, They're more interesting than most of the folk that are stuck repeating themselves around this place. I knows it's only so long before you can get bored of granting the same old favours over and over again. So, I'll tell you what. I'll point you in the direction of someone who can grant you passage from this place.
Okay. What do you want from me for that? You don't strike me as the type of person who would give something for free.
Then you're an excellent judge of character. I have apparently certain resources on the outside of this place. They'll instruct you as to what it is you're to do for me once you're out. Now, make no mistake. If your end of the deal is not followed through on, you'll find yourself back in here before you even realise it.
So, a deal with the devil then, where I don't get to know the terms until I've already signed?
The devil?
No. I think I'd be lucky if it was only a devil, right?
As I said, I'm but a messenger. Someone who extends a service for fair recompense.
Alright. Well, I'll find the others and maybe we'll get back to you on that.
Rumour has it your friends are making new friends of their own. I'd
Here they are.
recommend Dr. Friend's office. And once you've rounded up the gang, bring them on back here. I'll point you in the right direction.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Wilde. Your cat is nice.
That cat's rotten and you know it.
Yeah. Well, looks like I'll head to the doctor's office then. Hopefully he's still practicing after hours.
You do that, and a word of warning. If Dr. Friend wants to summon you for group therapy again, I'd recommend missing it.
Right.
Well, he leans down, picks up his cat, one fell swoop, begins running his middle finger just along the top of the cat's skull and down his spine, never losing eye contact with you.
Do you know anyone who could clean the blood off this wall? It's not the best for my mental state. And she just kind of laughs.
Haven't you heard, Alice? We're all mad in here. And he turns and walks back into his own cell. You hear the door close. I'll bring it back now to our two cafeteria-centric agents as Kane returns to the cafeteria to look for Desmond.
Desmond is still sat in front of this man in bandages, just crouched down and staring at him as he does anything.
Kane just kind of walks up behind Desmond, obnoxiously eating the hot dog. What are you staring at?
Oh, this here is, Sunshine.
Uh-huh. Like the guy from the YouTube videos?
You're getting a hot dog bun in my hair.
Oh, I'm sorry. I take the hot dog out of the bun, and now I'm just munching on the hot dog alone, obnoxiously. You saying?
Yeah, yeah. This is... Yeah. That's why the account, I couldn't find it. Because it exists here.
Oh, so there is a computer here then.
Yes, we've got the evil, YouTube, apparently.
Anywho, I talked to the girl with the dragon mache in the arts room. Really weird character. Honestly would probably never talk to her again. Cause God.
Oh, yeah, I met somebody named Deborah, and I would
Oof.
also not talk to them again either.
Yeah.
They didn't even really seem crazy, which is sort of a letdown.
Yeah, I same here. I thought she was talking about a book, and I thought she'd be talking about the play, but she seemed to know a little bit something about Delta Green. She mentioned something in a book, The Imperial Dynasty of America. So I'm wondering if maybe it's something that we can check out.
What in the fuck is the Imperial Dynasty of America?
Um,
Does she mean the president? Like the presidency?
no, she's talking about just the general existence of America, I think.
Okay. Very cool.
She said she was the author of it, and she seemed to know that we were Delta Green agents.
Well, I mean, there's been plenty through here, so I'd imagine she's seen a couple.
Right, but how specifically did she know that it was us?
You see, we're kind of slightly intrigued. I mean, it's a book, wouldn't hurt to check out.
Yeah, I mean, have a go at it. I'm currently just staring at a man, so...
I'm now trying to feed the hot
what
dog
I'm
to
doing.
Mr. Sunshine.
Okay.
Mr. Sunshine, are you hungry? You want a weenie, Mr. Sunshine?
This has got to be illegal.
Mr.
Bro.
Sunshine looks up at you momentarily and then just looks back down and continues finishing the 4 hot dogs he had on his plate in front of him, at least when he started.
Hey, maybe if you say something like from your YouTube videos, what's that one the quote that you always say? Your one-liner?
Yes, of course, my classic YouTube one-liner.
Yeah. Well, you had a bunch of shirts printed on it.
Oh shit. That
What?
was the one they picked, right? The
Yeah.
audience picked that one.
What was it?
I genuinely don't know, so I don't remember right
What
now.
was it? Touch grass?
Yeah, touch
Touch
grass.
grass. Okay.
Dude,
Fantastic. I was literally like, it has something to do with touching, but that doesn't sound right in my head. Like, what could it possibly be?
touch the bandaged man. Okay.
Touch live bears. So yeah, I look back at this bandaged fool, and
We
I
all
asked
surround him.
him,
Touch grass. Like a
"So,
cult.
you been touching grass out here?"
Any reaction? Nah.
As you say that, he does stop, freezes a
Oh.
sec, and he looks up at you with it might be recognition or scorn. You're not sure. And then roll human for me.
We both roll.
Boy.
Sure, yeah, you're there to see it as well, so you can probably give that a go.
Bada boom. Hume int. Come on, that's a pass.
I actually succeeded on mine as well. I rolled a 9.
Damn.
I know that's so.
Tiredness, like when someone has like a surname that people make fun of, and whenever they meet a new person it's the same joke, and the response, oh, like I've not heard that one before. It's that the wordless sort of look in his eye that just says,
All right. Well, I told you that you would regret what you did. Probably not now. I don't know when tomorrow is, so I won't say tomorrow. But I can say soon. And I just give him a nice little pat on the shoulder, and I stand up and turn back to Kane. Are you still honestly eating glizzies? How many
Yeah,
of those
like-
did you eat?
Dude, like as many as I can give me. Honestly, at this point, it's free food, and it's better than most of what I've been eating so far.
What else could you have possibly eaten here?
Well, I mean, just like in general, since we've came to Boston, like Buffalo
Incorrect.
Wild Wings gave me like indigestion.
As it should.
I think we said we went to like
We went to like
off-brand
Big
Denny's.
Donald's or fucking
Yeah.
dumb shit like that.
Yeah. All of those have been giving me indigestion and heartburn. I've been popping Tums when you guys haven't seen it like a month. So,
I'm sure the hot dogs will help with that.
well, it tastes less greasy. Like they taste like they've been boiled. You want one?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, they're actually like really nice. Like,
I guess I chow down on a glizzy in
Yeah.
a 2.5 minute long, entirely shot uncut sequence.
we're just chomping on Glancy's weight, wondering where Eliza's at right now.
Okay.
Because we
Put
said we were
loose
going to
place
the
in the
cafeteria, and then she just disappeared.
like a Stanley Kubrick long take of just you eating a hot dog.
It starts from the
Desmond's-
very back corner of the cafeteria and slowly zooms in as we
Yeah.
eat a single hot dog.
It's incredibly unsettling. Okay.
I'm just holding it in a bun, just like a caveman, just
As you're eating and you're sitting there just sort of finishing, you spy an orderly pushing a cart filled with strange glass canisters. Each of these is cylindrical with a thick glass topped with an oversized silver spin cap. And inside is a thick red liquid. It's not blood. You're sure of that. And the cart comes right by your table. As it does, I'd like you both to make a search roll for me, please.
Oh boy. I can't wait to see
search roll.
incomprehensible horrors. Oh boy, I've critically succeeded.
I have barely succeeded.
Hey Mark, why'd you smile?
Corporal Kane, and I mean both of you, although one of you is about to get a much closer look. Corporal Kane, you, as you look at the cylinders, the movement of the liquid inside, weird, strange, almost as if there's a current inside the container. Desmond, you're so enraptured then by the contents of the cart that you wait until it's just about to pass, and you kneel down as if to tie your shoe and swipe one off the corner. So you get a real good look at it. The liquid inside, it's breathing. Can you make a sanity check for me, please?
Oh boy.
Is this the forbidden Mountain Dew? Is this the forbidden gamer juice?
This one's called Body Blast.
Mind Blast.
Okay, I've succeeded the sanity check.
That's fine. No sanity loss for you then. You now have a jar of this breathing red liquid.
I have a jar of liquid.
All right. I'm going to be honest. I don't know why I took it. But I have it.
I'm so glad he took it. Now, out of curiosity,
Uh-oh.
what's the worst that happens if we open it?
I'm
just saying open it, because we can get smells, we can get sight, we can get hearing.
Yeah, I'm sure the breathing, air currented, self-contained vial will waft very well.
Yeah. All the juices and the smells have been like growing inside of it.
Well, hold on.
Been
Secondary
marinating.
thought. We go find that asshole who sicked that really very large dude against us, and we throw this vial at his cat.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's not a bad idea. Do I see where they are, the orderlies taking these carts? Do I see where they go?
The cart leaves the cafeteria, but you don't. It's like makes a turn out once it goes through the doorway, the double doors, and it's gone.
Shit.
You both make an alertness check for me, please.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Make sure you put it up your prison wallet, Desmond.
I was already thinking of
19! I succeeded.
Success.
You both clock Dr. Friend along with his rather large wall of muscle scanning the cafeteria, looking for someone or something. They don't appear to have seen you yet.
Desmond, I need you to hide that as best as you can. I'm going to distract them. Is there anything that's like a hard plastic or like paper or like just anything that might irritate or annoy the shit out of anybody?
Dinner tray.
Dinner tray. I'm
plastic
taking
tray.
a dinner tray.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to kind of walk parallel to them and then I'm going to climb the table and full on Spartan just slam the dinner tray over the orderly's head and just shout, "Round two!"
Okay.
Desmond just completely blank face with the text overlaid of okay.
That is fair enough. I'm going to say, first of all, roll melee combat to hit him with the plastic tray.
I was about to say, yeah, that's a melee weapon, right?
You got a 1.
Dude, you're about to kill this fucking orderly.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Miss Daniels.
Oh, I hope you hit that thing so far up your butt they're not gonna find it.
Well, right now I'm currently in awe watching you do the perfect fucking basketball slam dunk, but with a tray directly onto a woman's skull.
Let's say roll 1d4 and
Yeah.
add 1.
Oh my god. I I, I gotta
What the
take a
fuck?
picture of that. I've never rolled a. I've gotten like 3s and 5s. I've never gotten a 1 before. That's gonna be a max damage too. Rolled a 4 plus 1, so that's 5 damage.
Okay.
Who knew that my best weapon would be the dinner tray, the plastic dinner tray for
The
toddlers?
tray, like, but just cracks in half over the top of his head, and there's shards of plastic hit the ground of the cafeteria, and the giant kind of grunts just and looks up at you. His entire head is now like beet red, and he reaches around like behind him and pulls from the back of his orderly, like the pants they're given, pulls out almost as if he's drawing a long sword from like a back scabbard, pulls out a baseball bat.
Can I offer you Glissy in this trying time?
And
I'm hiding whatever the fuck this thing is. I don't. What?
swings for you.
I'm gonna dodge.
Yeah. Roll dodge for me, please.
Well, you better dodge, or you're about to make a new character.
Yeah, nah, dog. I don't dodge that. I don't dodge that one.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 58.
58. He rolls. Unbelievably, he rolls. His melee ability is 80%, and he rolls a sweet 69.
Nice.
Couldn't make that up. Dealing 7 points of damage as the bat just smashes against your ribcage, and he like pulls it away. And Dr. Friend turns to you as you grab a hold of your ribs, several now probably broken. As a matter of fact, roll a luck check for me. Let's see if they are broken.
That's a 38.
That's a fail on a luck check. They are broken.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's going to be a 20% penalty on any physical check that I have you make that involves any physicality, as you are. Well, breathing's going to be more difficult for a little while.
I'm gonna like. I'm assuming I'm just completely crunched over.
Oh, yeah.
On the floor. I'm gonna look up to the doctor and just be like, "I'll take that sedative now."
Perhaps it is time for Second session, yes? Perhaps your friend over there, and he gestures to you, Desmond, should join us.
I hope you
Nah,
hit that so well, like, please.
I
My ribs.
I really would just love to devour some glizzies in peace.
I have tried to be polite. When I extend these offers, I do it to maintain an air of civility, but you understand these are not offers. And
Desmond just sort of looks back and forth for a second and sees Kane is just absolutely KO'd on the floor. Well, you make a very interesting point. However, and then he turns and bolts out the fucking cafeteria.
Okay, make an athletics check for me.
Woo!
Can I latch onto the orderly's legs?
Sure.
There goes the
Good
rest
thing
of my
I
rib
boosted
cage.
my athletics by a shit ton. That's gonna be a success.
Let's see if he does. I'm going to give him a penalty as he's currently got some dead weight around his ankles.
Morphine, please.
Yeah, big fail on his part. So you dash past the giant Mr. Dubrovnik and out the door. Where is it that you're headed, Desmond? Where's your intended location?
The opposite direction of this big motherfucker.
Okay.
I am fleeing Dr. Robotnik or whatever the fuck this guy is.
Head to the other end of the ground floor. Or you can head up. I think Dallon's office is up on the second floor.
You know what? That sounds great. That sounds like probably the first thing I would think of.
Yeah, that's the only other place that you know where it is, which is why I suggested it. So other than the cells where Agent Bishop has gone to. Okay.
Skedaddle.
Not a problem. Should be coming back down. So
This is
Eliza,
why we do cardio.
Eliza, can you make a luck check for me, please?
That I absolutely can. Hello, I'm back from the floor. Let me do that. That'll be a 67 from me.
That's a success. So as you're coming down the stairs from the third floor, you bump into Desmond coming up the stairs from the ground floor.
You look like you're in a rush.
Yeah, no time to explain. And I just turn
Okay.
the corner and bolt down.
Can I follow Desmond?
Yeah. As you head towards Dallon's office, we return now to Corporal Kane, who has been pulled up from the ground and placed into a wheelchair as he is led into a rather bizarre room. You've not seen this room before, and the decor here doesn't fit with the rest of the facility. The walls are horrific pink paint. Coated in horrific pink paint. There are pea soup green chairs, and the only thing that remains consistent is those god-awful flickering fluorescent lights.
Is there anything else in the room besides just like the weird pink or the green furniture and pink walls?
There is indeed, as the giant Mr. Dubrovnik stations himself outside this room. Dr. Friend leads you in to what appears to be another group therapy session between yourself and you see the individual with the curly red hair that you bumped into as you left the room from your first session earlier.
It's a giant nerd.
And also a bizarre figure. He is covered in rags and make a I'm gonna say a search for me, search roll.
Yeah, I can do that. That's going to be a 37, so a success.
This is, you look close under the rags and the mad sort of remind you of Gollum a little. This is Timothy Bale.
Oh,
But his hair is gnarled and he has a crazed look on his face as he sits in the chair, kind of scratching his palms and his forearms and constantly looking over his shoulder at the ceiling. And Dr. Friend sits down. He takes a clipboard, the same one he was carrying earlier on, and sheet of paper kind of adjusts a crick in his neck. For those who have been here before, we will begin with the usual questions. Do you enjoy activities of your own choosing? We'll begin with you, Corporal Kane.
I really enjoyed flying through the air and smacking your orderly. The consequences of it were not so great. Lesson learned there. I wish I had more time for the paper mache, I guess.
And you, Mr. Bale, you describe a time when you weren't certain the world was real. Bale looks down, avoiding Dr. Friend's gaze before darting up at him on mention of the word real. I mean, what's real? You decide that? No. He doesn't. And he points his finger towards you, Kane. He might decide what's real. You don't know that. Friend kind of wrinkles his brow at that response and asks, fascinating, yes. And you, Mr. Topchick, yes? And he gestures to the gentleman with the curly red hair. When did you first encounter the play The King in Yellow? Well, it was 52. and we were sent to look into a radio broadcast. There was, putting on a performance of that play. Some government spooks caught me in the crossfire, and here I am. They said I knew too much. You bastard's gonna let me out. Yes, very interesting. Back to you, Corporal. Have you received an invitation? And as he asks you that, the cotton candy nightmare of a room that you are sitting in shifts before your very eyes. You are sat in what can only be described as a huge European royal court of the 19th century, complete with a throne and a red carpet and lanterns. Can you make a sanity check for me there, please?
I absolutely can. That's going to be a fat failure. I rolled an 81.
It's the first time I get to use this. One moment.
Hey,
There is a moment of intense understanding, and at the same time intense impossibility. The other patients are gone. Dr. Friend still remains, although now dressed in the extravagant clothing of a noble. He sits upon a golden chair next to an ornate and decidedly empty throne. The emptiness of the throne is pressing, calls to your attention. The void currently filling this space, weighty, as though the person that occupies the void leaves behind traces of himself wherever he goes. Friend's whole demeanour is now that of a haughty royal, and he begins, or continues, I should say, speaking to you, but now you can't understand him. It's a foreign language that sounds European. You've been stationed in a few European bases in your time, and you're like, yeah, that could be an Eastern European country, maybe, but you've no idea which one. And then you begin to understand him perfectly. And tell me, have you found your bottle?
My bottle.
He still has the clipboard and he writes something.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Interesting. And do you often think about death and sickness and pain and sorrow?
Well, when you make it your profession, kind of have to think about the others. Sickness, life, death, etc. Considering that I try to stave off those things such as illness and death and just unwell-being. So, yeah, I think about it often. I don't fear it, welcome it as an old friend.
And lastly, have you heard that the last king is come?
Last king has come. Which one are you referring to? The kings from the Ars Goetia? Or from elsewhere?
Continue scribbling on his board as you respond. That is all. Now, enjoy the rest of your evening. And he gets up from this ornate chair sat in and places a hand on the arm of the throne. You focus in on this hand, and once again you're transfixed by that space, and you stare until your eyes begin to water, and they do, and you crunch them together. Your hands coming up to your eyelids to wipe away your now streaming tear ducts, and when you open them again, you're back in that garish pink monstrosity of a hospital room. There is no one else there except the bedraggled Timothy Bale. And that is where we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back. We return to Desmond and Eliza as they head towards the office of Dr. Dallin, except when they get to said office, the name tag outside reads Dr. Maximo Friend.
Ah,
Alright, well, that's incredibly cringe.
we probably don't want to go in there.
Now, hold on. What if? And I just start to open the door.
Oh, okay. Right. We could do that, but I got some intel from...
Yeah. Hold
Okay.
it on real quick. Kane is getting his ribs broken as a distraction. So
Ah,
I'm
okay.
gonna go
Right.
ahead and go in this office,
You
and you'll catch me up.
head inside. Dallin's office is much what it appears to be during the daytime. Or is that Dr. Friend's office? You're not sure. For the exception of a red steel pressurized door in the wall next to the window. It was definitely not there when you were last here during the daytime.
Okay. Big ass scary door. Gonna reckon that leads to somewhere they don't want me to be, so I'll keep note of that. I guess since I'm in here, I'm going to check out that door, see what type of locks it has.
It's not locked. It's just pressurized. You could open it if you wanted to.
Does the door look like it's attached to anything? Is it like a door to a room, or is it like a fridge door or a closet door?
It's a big red steel pressurized door, like a bulkhead door on a submarine.
Okay. Okay.
Well, in American tradition, yeehaw. And I open the door.
You open the bulkhead door to steps that lead down. Seemingly off into the darkness. You can't see the end of these steps. The light doesn't go that far.
Okay. Endless stairway to darkness through the red door. I'm gonna go down it.
We could throw something down there to see how far down it is.
Desmond has only one thing currently, and he does not want to throw it.
We're in an office. We can pick something up. As Eliza like picks up like a pencil holder off of the
Roll
desk.
a luck check for me, Eliza.
Okay. Um, 52.
You reach across and pull a book from the bookshelf. And
We could throw.
you go to throw the book, but as you do, you look over your shoulder and you realize the spot where you just pulled the book from, where there should be the back of the bookshelf, there is another book behind it.
Hey, Desmond. She's gonna try pulling out the other book behind it.
There's another
Yeah.
book behind that.
What's going on?
Hey, Desmond.
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna pull the third book.
There's another
I'm
book
gonna start
behind that.
just sweeping books off with my arm.
And you begin to dig through impossible layers of books, hardbacks, paperbacks, bound leather, tomes. The strange pattern of colours and the spines of the books getting stranger as you dig past the limits of the wall of the office. Can you both make a sanity check for me, please?
Shit. I think we made our way back into that fucking library. Not me stalling as I get my dice. Oh, okay. Cool. What was this skill again?
Sanity check.
Sanity check.
Sanity check. Oh yeah. Okay. That's not even close.
I mean, I did fine. I got a 33.
Eliza,
I-
you lose 1 sanity. Desmond?
Okay.
5.
Wow.
Big money, big money. Woo!
That is temporary insanity trigger. Fight, flight,
Hey,
or shut
hey.
down.
It's also going to trigger something else.
Unless you want to deflect those 5 points onto. And to clarify here, you can spread those points out across your bonds if you need to.
Spread them out. But if I deflect, I have to deflect all of it?
Yes.
Wow.
Try to deflect this 1 point onto the relationship with my husband.
Okay. Noted.
Wow,
Cool.
okay.
I'm gonna do that.
Reduce that bond by 1.
I did.
Well, gee, Mark. Well, gee. You've really put me in a pickle here. And this is a hard one. That's a huge hit to the bonds. But also, I need to keep it together. I'm sorry, my family.
Take
You'll
that
have to
fat
forgive
L,
me.
Desmond. Take that fat L. Know what it's like to have no one that cares and loves for you.
I'm
Shut up,
going to
Kane. Go to
reduce-
therapy.
I'm going to reduce the score with my wife by 3
Okay.
and my son by 2.
Okay. Yeah, reduce those bonds appropriately.
Shut up, Kane. Go to therapy.
My family unit!
Woo! Unhealthy relationships.
And the two of you claw your way past any sort of reasonable explanation. Left reasonable explanations behind 20 years ago, maybe.
Is the bookshelf, like, the shelves in between, are they big enough for somebody to crawl into?
Oh,
Or
in order to continue pulling books, you would need to crawl in, and you get 15, 20 layers deep before you emerge into what appears to be a huge library and endless sprawling complex of mahogany bookshelves and hallways and raised walkways. There are no windows, just doors upon doors leading who knows where. You see a reading room, and beyond the reading room, an incredible vista of galleries and stairs and walkways that seem to continue on forever.
Desmond, are you... And I'm going to look to him and see if he's having a mental breakdown or if it's...
You
if
still
he's
have
okay.
to choose.
Temporary sanity thing.
It's still
happens.
yeah, because it's a sanity. It's still sanity lost even if you deflect it, and it is 5 or more in one hit. So that's fight, flight, or shut down. And you'll still be able to physically, move along with her. You just won't be able to do
Desmond,
anything useful.
I think, has proved time and time again that his instinct is fight.
Okay.
Is it up to me to interpret that for this?
You choose violence. You tell me how.
Well, there's a lot of things that are stacked up real pretty here. And I'm just gonna walk into one of those galleries and start just ripping shit off the walls.
Okay.
I'm so fucking sick and tired of crawling through a fucking tiny hole and ending up in the stupid fucking Rat King's basement where he keeps all of his shitty fucking paintings.
What is this one? Are you kidding me? A fucking cat? Have you ever even fucking seen a cat? It does not look like this. And he just shatters it on the ground.
There are strange metal slot tracks along the ceilings of the library. And off in the distance you see bounding sort of figures whose feet don't appear to fully touch the ground. Otherwise, the library is vacant of people besides you and Eliza. And something else. A rustling. The lighting in the library is growing and shrinking in intensity, almost as if it's mimicking the night-day cycle in a live-action time-lapse. There are no obvious light sources, and the light seems to bleed from the walls themselves, but it's when the dark cycles back around that you hear it. Sound of something the size of a lion padding through the stacks, drawn to the cacophony Desmond has just made.
Can I attempt to subdue Desmond by brute force methods?
Sure.
I would love to like unarmed tackle Desmond.
That'll be an unarmed combat for you. And how are you reacting, Desmond?
Bit of the frame of that painting is in my hand. And as I see Eliza start running towards me, I know what she can do with those fists of fury. I've seen her literally damage an eldritch abomination with them. So I don't let her get that close, and I'm just going to hurl this splintered shard of wood at her.
We're gonna say that's athletics for you, Desmond, because you're throwing something, and that's unarmed combat for you as you try and close the gap and disable
Just like the old
him.
pigskin.
Sure.
Oh boy, I think these are both of our strongest skills. We're gonna see.
I have 64 under 67.
Okay, so this isn't your strongest.
You've beaten it, but only by 3.
I am 34 under 93.
Eliza wins by a considerable amount as the object soars over your head and you barely have to duck. And you essentially gut check Desmond with your arms wrapped tight. Amateur wrestlers call it a butcher's hook around the back. The power of physics makes that pretty difficult to break when you're on the inside, regardless of how strong the user may be. Eliza knows that. And you, where is it that you want to? You said you wanted to tackle him in any particular direction, or
not so that he's hitting anything. I'm probably going to like subdue him and then like sort of pull him, I guess, towards the wall. I'm trying to make us a little bit more scarce than we are right now, because clearly he's having a moment, but whatever lion is coming towards us is probably.
You shove him into one of the aisles of the stacks, out of sight of whatever it is that's following behind you, and press him against the stack and press your own body close to him with your forearm under his throat. Can you make a stealth roll for me, please.
Yep. Okay. That'll be a 52. Yeah.
Is that a pass or a fail for you?
That is a fail by 2.
By 2. Okay. No.
My stealth is a 50.
Okay. There's quiet for a moment. That even that night-day cycle seems to stop. And then the splintering of wood, the only slight indication as what can only be described as a quadrupedal creature composed of dripping wet paper, like a shifting paper mache beast that not quite fully dried, crashes through the stack right to your immediate left. Eliza, you're right, Desmond, in this case. Its head coming through, and you get a real good look at it. Something that in your surviving days after this moment you wish you hadn't. It's more comprised of broken glass and rusty nails and razor blades instead of teeth. The husks of old leather-bound books instead of gums. And said more bites towards the both of you. As you're holding on to Desmond, Eliza, I'm going to allow you to make a dodge roll, and if you succeed, you pull Desmond along with you.
Okay. Cool.
You're good at that.
Okay. We are 43 under 50.
Okay. You feel as you push Desmond down out of the stack now, as the huge paper tiger pulls itself through the hole that it's made, and you feel a snap in the air behind you as this thing's jaw clamps shut. A shard of glass where a tooth should be puncturing your left calf, Eliza, and the end also catching Desmond in the thigh. You both take
Take some emotional damage, I think.
Emotional damage.
Thank you, Bryan.
say 4 points of damage each.
Okay. Okay.
Juicy.
Okay.
And can
That's
you
not a
both
crippling number.
can you both make a sanity
Right.
check for me, please?
Oh, okay, there it is.
There it is.
And yeah. Yep. Yep. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yep.
So
Not a
I
good look for
fucked up.
me. Gonna be honest.
Yeah, we're sort of holding L's hand in hand here.
Yeah, we are.
You
we
both
really
failed.
are.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You could see it in our eyes.
Desmond, 3 points of sanity.
Okay, I can take that.
Eliza. Eight points of sanity.
Wow, thanks, Mike. Time to deflect that to my bonds.
Fight, flight, or shut down.
Well, shutting down is definitely the least useful option in this specific scenario. So,
What if you picked fight?
what if I pick? But then I might end up like killing you, you know? I don't think I get to choose who I attack. I think I just attack people. You know what?
I think it's up to you.
I would love.
So anyway, she saw
There's
the
no okay. There's no way I'm outrunning a tiger. There's also no way I'm out fighting a tiger. But you know what? At least I can try. I'm not punching correctly. At least I can try. So I'm gonna choose fight.
You're both of one mind in that regard. Although, how much of that mind is still capable of making a rational choice is confusing even to your handler at the moment. You turn then, both determined to fight until you can't. The light cycles again, and the tiger grows smaller as the light grows brighter. What are your dexterity scores?
14.
Mine is 11.
Desmond, you will go first.
You said it splintered through wood.
Yes.
I would love to find the largest wood shard about me,
Sure, you can do that.
and I would love to rip that. Not rip it. Grab it with both hands, and I'm gonna wait for the light to bright to its max, and then I'm gonna try to stab this thing through the neck.
Roll melee weapons.
I would be glad to. That's a success.
Okay, let's see. You you make contact, and the paper, some of the paper that this thing's made of, tears as the sharp piece of wood pokes a hole through it, but it doesn't appear to do anything. To this creature, it doesn't stop it or affect it in any way. And it, with a paw, reaches out, retaliates. You roll dodge for me, please.
I would love to. That's a 61 under 80.
Okay, you both succeeded, but you succeeded by more, so you are the victor in that, and you drop down flat to the ground as the paw passes overhead, and quickly push yourself back up. Your physical ability definitely below your age. Eliza, it is your turn.
Okay, well, Eliza is determined to end this creature. And so, I would absolutely love to try to jump on to this tiger and like wrestle it and start tearing it apart with my bare hands.
This thing is a good... It's not the size of a regular tiger.
Okay.
This thing is easily 9, 10 feet tall. You want to estimate about 2
Okay.
tons of paper?
Okay, well that changes something. Hmm. I still want to like attack it. Can I try to like grab one of its paws and like pull and rip it? Like rip it apart.
You can certainly try, yeah.
I would love to try to pull this creature apart.
Roll unarmed combat.
I'm loving all the unarmed combat rolls right now. 47. Under 93.
Doesn't it swipes down as if to try and smash you in the face the same way it just tried with Desmond, and you see it coming. You dodge to the side, and as the paw hits the ground, you cling on to the paw and you wrench. The paper comes free. The arm of this thing momentarily ripped free from the body, except the library is just wall to wall, floor to floor. There is paper everywhere, and no sooner is that arm ripped free than it's replaced by a new one. Go back to the top of the order again. Desmond.
Fucking shit, what even are you? Alright, let's find out some science.
And he's gonna pull out that vial and just grab it in his hand and just smash it. I guess this creature is tall, so just smash it against the bottom of its jaw.
You smash the vial and the creature stops in its tracks, and the pool of this red liquid that's on the ground now, it stops and just begins lapping it like a cat lapping milk. It has lost all interest in the pair of you.
Are we still having our mental break, or is that...
Yep.
Okay, so we're still fighting it. Okay, cool. Do I get to go?
Yeah,
I guess the tiger's turn is eating the...
It's
drinking the liquid.
distracted, so you are up. That's correct.
So, okay, so...
And you notice that when the light cycles, it seems to physically grow larger and smaller with the light cycle.
So...
The light is beginning to return now, and the paper tiger grows smaller.
Okay. How big are the bookshelves?
They go up beyond what your eyesight is capable of observing.
Okay, so that's not an option then. Can I, when the tiger is small, try to jump on its head and like rip its head from its body just to see what will happen. Sever its head.
Could try that. You want to make an intelligence ×5 roll for me, please?
I do. Da, 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 da. That's a success.
Paper mache is mulchy when wet. Something that this paper tiger definitely is. Any attempt, as you've already seen, to pull a chunk of it free, it can very easily reattach.
Okay. Then is there anything I guess it's already made of splinters and glass, right? I'm just thinking. Is there anything around
the
that I could
teeth.
use as
Glass, and
Oh, okay.
instead of teeth, it has.
Okay. Is there anything that I could use around as like an improvised weapon that I might be missing? Or an actual weapon? I don't know. Can I snap my fingers and just make a gun appear?
That thought crosses your mind.
Okay, well.
And you look across. There's a reading table off to the tiger's left with a reading light on there. A small white wick candle.
Okay. I'd love a candle.
Okay. You dash over to the table and pick the candle up.
Is it lit?
It is, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure wet paper won't burn very nicely, but these dry books should. And she's gonna chuck the or not chuck the candle. She's gonna start like lighting the books on fire.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're not going to throw it, you're just going to then, that wouldn't take a
Yeah,
roll.
I don't want the candle to go out, so I'll just hold it
And
to
the
hold it to
paper
the books.
next to the tiger catches
Mhm.
and begins to spread,
There we go.
latching on to the frame, and the fire spreads across the paper tiger's body, and you can see the wiring holding the paper mache up now. Just a moment.
Yay!
Okay. And the light cycles around again to the brightest point, and the paper tiger reduces in size as the fire consumes it fully. You, for all intents and purposes, have apparently dispatched this creature. Let's guys, pick a color: green and blue.
Green.
Okay, he's picked green already. Should have been
Okay.
faster.
Easy money.
Oh, I thought we were picking
Because
together.
green's the color of money.
No,
Okay,
one for
I thought we were
one of you
picking together.
green, and then right, you're blue.
Okay, I like
Dana.
blue. I like blue.
So you can tell us how much sanity we suffer.
No, quite the opposite actually. You both
boy.
regain 2 points of sanity.
Let's
Yay!
go!
Let's go! This is an easy win because I just used that -8 to destroy all of my relationships. So I just get to gain sanity, really.
You stand apparently alone again in the library, and one of the shelves creaks and falls. And Desmond, to this day, whether what happens next is sort of divine providence or a storyteller being a bit cheeky with you, but a book seemingly unharmed by the flames, and there are now plenty of damaged books surrounding you, falls directly to your feet. Cover up. Entitled The Imperial Dynasties of America.
I mean, you didn't have to be so direct about it, but all right. And I just pick up the book, seemingly speaking to the book itself. Okay.
Are we okay now? Definitely not.
No.
Let's leave. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. But first, and he starts picking up the burning books and just hurling them deeper into the library. I want this place to fucking burn. Burn it all. That's our job. That's what we do.
Yes.
Fucking burn! And he just
I
starts
agree.
going ham with it until he has loosened some rage, and then he will probably, once it starts to get hard to breathe, he'll duck through the whatever the fuck hall. The interdimensional bookshelf.
Sure.
One, I would love to look for, since this seems to be a library of infinite knowledge, most of it probably extremely cursed. I would love to just scan by any of the titles, for anything related to the King in Yellow.
It's going to be quite difficult now. Most of it's on fire. Agent
Yeah,
Bishop.
as I'm like running by, have a look.
You actually, as you look, you suddenly realise that most of these books are in a language you cannot read and have never seen before.
Okay, well, I'll just grab a book on the way out then.
Okay.
I'm just curious about it.
Sure.
Maybe we'll find someone who can speak the language, or code breaker or something.
You emerge once again into Dallin Friend's office. Who knows anymore? Two figures greet you on arrival. That of a rather bedraggled and extremely stressed looking version of Timothy Bale, and the missing member of your group, Corporal Kane. Bale brought you to the office after the end of the group therapy session, and you are now reunited.
Oh, you guys.
Whoa!
Okay.
We
You look
fucking
like a
burned
detective.
down
We did it.
the whole library of Alexandria.
We did it. We
And-
did it.
Eliza could not punch this thing, but that didn't matter because she just fucked. We burned the whole place down. Thing no more. Get fucked. Eat my ass. Oh, hey, Timothy.
Kane's still in his wheelchair.
You look like hell. We just fought a giant paper tiger monstrosity. You look worse off than us. What
It's like
happened?
I took a baseball bat to the rib cage.
I told you he was getting his ribs broken as a distraction, and it worked.
It
What?
worked wonderfully. Do you have your prison wallet items?
No, because
No, I don't believe you. Let me check your butt.
what? You gonna come walk over here? Huh? You got your ribs broken. Sit down.
That's a bit ableist of you, but all right.
The door
Let's
opens
okay.
and closes again. And You hear the voice of a bastard once more. Well, ain't this a happy reunion?
Oh my gosh.
I turn to look over. Is it wild again?
It's indeed wild. Catless this time. And he walks across the office and sits in Dallin, Friend, the doctor's chair. Puts his feet
I'm
up on
gonna
the desk.
skin your cat and beat you with its meaty corpse.
You think that's a cat I've been carrying around?
I would hope so. If not, I'm gonna skin your eldritch entity and beat you with its meaty corpse.
There's no need for the hostility. Now,
There's plenty of need for hostility,
I
honestly.
honestly think we could do with a bit more hostility.
Yeah,
It's pretty It's
exactly.
pretty sick.
Exactly.
Are Desmond and Eliza, are either of them bleeding right now?
We're both bleeding from
Yes.
the leg.
Oh,
We're both bleeding from the
wonderful.
I'm
leg.
bleeding from the
I'm-
thigh and also look slightly burnt.
I'm taking the other slipper off, and I'm just like soaking as much blood from one of their wounds as much as I can, preferably from both, honestly.
Okay, Kane.
Don't worry, I have a plan.
No,
That's even
you're a
more.
doctor, but right now, I do not trust you with my medical
Right
health.
now, I
Kane.
am a patient.
Exactly, exactly. How many slippers do you have, by the way? Weren't you throwing those around?
I'm using my last slipper right now as
Oh.
a makeshift paintbrush. As
Well-
a makeshift impromptu paintbrush. But don't worry, that's for a special crime I'm going to commit later.
now, there's no need to be aggressive. I've already struck somewhat of an accord with your colleague over here. And you've got to make this easier for us because, well, standing with you is the one person who knows how to get out of this place. And he looks towards Bale when he says that.
Dale, have you been holding out on us? Is that why you were quiet the entire time I was trying to explain to you the Elder Scrolls lore while you were walking over here?
Perhaps it's fuzzy. I don't. Everything you know is wrong. It's all wrong. This wrong. You now understand how things really are. And he kind of scurries across the room and leaps up on the table, kind of on all. He's crouched almost on all fours, facing all of you. The play is in the center. Everything comes from it, not the other way around. Barbas is wrong. He didn't create. He was created by. Like you, like me, even him. It's like an Ouroboros. It vomits out and devours the world. And once you're in tune with that, like you all are, there is only one way out. You have to go through it. To Carcosa. You can't get there from here. It's like a fly trap, this place. It gathers lost souls. You've seen them around. The desperate. They'll probably be here for. I'll probably be here forever. This is. I and some others call it the night world. You can get to Carcosa from the real world, but you must get out of here. When the time is right, reality will arrange itself, and it will make such transit possible. But first, you have to escape. I know a place here. You can get back to what you call the real world. I'll take you there right now. I'll take you there.
Let's... One moment. And Mr. Wilde, what do you want from us? Before we go anywhere with your friends.
As you can see, I've granted you passage. Bale is a good boy. I'm sure he'll get you out in time. Like I said, we'll be in touch.
I want to know your terms before I sign your contracts.
I thought you were supposed to be smart, Dolly Bird. This is a case of leverage. I have it. You don't.
I will shove you into the burning library.
A better option. Tell me, what would you be able to do if I were just to make you go away right now? Would that leverage be the same?
You think you're going to be the one to do that?
Oh, I'm pretty sure of it.
Let's say you did.
Look, I'm a reasonable man. One favor for one favor. You get us out of here, and we'll return it. Nothing more, nothing less.
That's all I ask.
All right. We're not going to kill anybody for you. We're not going to screw the world over for you. Besides that, actually, I take the killing person back. I absolutely would kill a person for you. That's easy. I won't kill the world for you. How about that?
Corporal Kane. Dare you accuse me of such impropriety?
Yes.
Like I said, my people will be in touch with a simple, inane favour.
Syria in the indicator to specify them as your men?
They'll make themselves known and you'll know it's them. Don't worry.
And the reason you're not telling us what we're supposed to do is because you know we'd refuse if we knew, right?
Or he doesn't know yet.
Probably, but that's why they call it leverage, darling.
What do you all think?
Fuck this place. I want to go.
The other option was I was going to kill Deborah and use her as sacrifice for summoning a demon.
Kane,
Hey, what?
use at least sunshine. What the fuck did Deborah do?
Sunshine seems to like hot dogs. We bonded over some glizzies, man. You don't break the glizzy pack, all right?
Kane, I think we have more than enough demon troubles without you summoning more.
Exactly. What is one more added onto the list?
You are
It
quite
is one more
possibly
demon. That is
the
exactly
worst
one more than
Delta
we
Green.
need.
Unless
don't
he's
need any
already
more.
been summoned, and in that case, like
The
it's already
ideal
like
number of
it's-
demons for us is 0. We already have more than that. Why do you want more?
so it'd be our demon then. Makes it
No.
special.
No,
You
it
know?
wasn't.
I think it's time for Kane and us to leave because
I'm just
it's not going well for us here.
Are you sure we don't leave Kane here? I feel like he's having a pretty good time.
I'm having a wonderful time here. The hot dogs are wonderful. Sunshine and I are bonding over glizzies. The weird girl from the arts and crafts store I don't trust too much, especially since you guys were talking about paper mache tigers, and I feel like she might have something to do with that. And the book as well. You said it was the Imperial Dynasty of America.
Oh
That's
yeah, Lamau.
that's
I
the
have that.
that's the exact book she told me to try to find.
Yeah.
So I think it might tie back to her. So like honestly, push comes to shove, I'll kill her too.
Okay, you know
Hey,
what? I take
nobody asked
back
you to do
what
that.
I said about leaving Kane unattended. We should actually never do that again. Because it seems like if he doesn't have someone around, he's gonna go on a murder spree. So
Yeah, I'm in a mental institute.
let's just.
Anywho,
The parents sigh at Kane.
I am fully on board. A favor
Where,
for a favor. I
where
don't,
did we
you
go
know.
wrong, Desmond?
Yeah, the worst that happens is that, we gotta kill some people, screw the world over a few times over.
Well,
Kill Delta Green agents. Ooh,
the world has screwed us over, hasn't it?
wow, that was edgy.
Yeah. But I guess there's really no other choice.
So, a question for you, I guess, Wild. Uh, so the night floors then, they're very similar to the night world, or the same in that case.
Yeah, Wild kind of furrows his brow at that uh, line of question. Look, you call whatever it is that you've experienced whatever you like. This is my domain. In service, of course, to the king.
So the night floors are not in service of the king, then. Not exactly. Or not directly, at least.
They're more of an in-between. I think Bale already made that clear. What do you have to say for yourself, son? Bale, who's spent the last few minutes sort of sitting on the edge of the desk with his legs kind of dangling off the side. And he's got like the the rubber stamp that Dallin uses to and the stamp, and he's just stamping just random bits of paper that are on the desk next to him, and the stamp I should say, simply the huge block letters says mentally unwell, and he's just stamping like as many bits of paper as he can find, and he stops. He goes, like I said, this is in between. I don't waste time with him. But pay attention to what he has to say and don't. And he shoots him a look. There's a mixture of fear and disgust as he looks at Mr. Wilde. We need to go. He says that with the most clarity you've heard from him since night fell.
Okay then.
We go.
We go.
We go.
You exit the office and the last of you leaves Wilde not getting up from his chair. And as you exit the office, I heard getting out of here is quite the show. Enjoy. Bale begins to lead you through Dorchester House to a door sort of nondescript before. Most of you are pretty sure it was probably a janitor's closet of some kind. And through just a nightmare maze of rooms. He seems to know where he's going. And eventually the disposition of the halls and the decor fall more in line with a theatre than a hospital. There are rich burgundy rugs and recessed lighting behind scalloped glass. Everything is trimmed with gold, and there are plastered Greek masks above the doorways. Comedy, tragedy. He is almost skipping in front of you like a mad piper. Kane and Desmond, you both notice in particular strange shooting lights emanating from Bale. There's an aura of power around him as he moves through these rooms. His head is almost beset by like a spectral crown. And he stops all of a sudden, holds up a hand signal that you, Kane, recognise quite readily. The whole signal. That memory of your conversation with him during the day quickly flashing back to you. Of course, he's a vet. That's impulsive. And you hear the sound of a gong and an audience applauding. Bale ushers the three of you into quite an intimate, darkened theatre. There is an empty wooden stage and it is starkly lit. You're all ushered into seats in the front row. In the dark behind you, there's maybe 50 people watching the stage. You all see, or you squint and maybe you don't see, you don't know. The people in your life that have passed, grandparents from when you were children, you think you see. Is that? The art thief? From your McAllister investigation? No, it's not him. And realization, you feel your blood run cold. And you'll make a sanity check for me, please.
Happily.
Oh, I think I will. Oh, critical
I'm
success.
good this time. Yay.
I got a failure.
Okay, so that is 0 for you, Desmond. That's 1 for you, Eliza. And
Kane,
Kane.
ready for the big number?
Kane, that's 3.
I don't break just yet. My sanity is pretty high, actually.
Do you do anything at this point, or do you just continue to watch the stage?
Well, it'd be rude to be standing in the show, so I guess trying to find a seat, right?
You are already sat down at this point. Bad has ushered you
We are
into
sat-
seats
okay.
in the front row.
Oh, in the front row. Oh. Kane looks around, I guess. He doesn't know exactly what he's looking for, but just the familiar face, I guess.
Well, you saw plenty in the crowd behind you, and that's what caused your mind to scatter, at least temporarily.
Yeah, he wants to look again. He wants to look for uh, Amanda specifically.
You don't see Amanda. You
Huh?
do all see a clown emerge from stage right, child size. An unseen orchestra starts a strange looping dirge that's interspersed with a relentless drum. The small clown wearing a strange multicoloured outfit covered in triangles. The clown's mask covers the child's entire head. Desmond, can you make a sanity check for me, please? You have seen this clown before.
I know. That's a pass.
No sanity loss for you, that's fine. Its face is a smile exposing geometrically perfect teeth. Its eyes are black slits, and the clown dances on stage in a movement timed precisely to this orchestral score that fills the chamber. And it moves to the center and lifts a paper dragon off stage, begins to pirouette with it. You all make an alertness roll for me, please.
Failure
Damn.
from Kane.
Critical success with a 77 under 82.
Lovely.
I am not successful.
Okay, that's fine.
Just curious.
Kane and Desmond, you notice as the clown dances, there's a thin sort of aerosol-like reddish mist creeping up from the audience towards the stage like a faint cloud. The paper dragon trails behind the clown and draws patterns in the air that cut through this mist, causing it to vanish as if it's absorbing it. You hear Bale clears his throat and we just watch the dance and we wait for the end. I'll tell you when you need to move. Just please don't do it without my say-so. We're near to getting out of here. Well, you are. You're near to getting out of here. The clown has something we need. We wait for it to stop. The clown continues to dance this macabre, sort of wilting horror. The mist continually consumed by the paper dragon. and the orchestra's music begins to swell. And it stops. The lights go out. The already dark theatre is now pitch black. The clown has disappeared from the stage. You look around. The crowd is gone. Bale leans in to whoever is closest to him, the three of you. Now, follow me. And he begins to creep up towards the stage.
I follow him, I guess, to the best of my ability with broken ribs.
Everyone make a stealth check. Kane, you make this with a 20% penalty.
Yeah.
Oh boy, can I keep up the luck? I rolled a 69, which is nice, but it is a failure.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that's going to be a failure for me.
that's gonna be a failure for me. Clean sweep across the board here.
Spectacular.
The good news is that it's not a critical fail.
There's always a bright side.
Okay. You
Right side.
make it onto the stage, and to the right, behind the curtain, the clown is now just sprawled on the ground. It's smaller than before now, the size of an infant. And the paper dragon next to it is huge in comparison. The whiteness of those two things all but glows in the dark. The white triangles on the jumpsuit and the felt white gloves standing out. Bale drags the paper dragon out onto the stage, and as he does so, his eyes are fixed to the clown, the inert clown, and then he rips the dragon open, revealing a very familiar looking thermos-sized glass container filled with that same deep red liquid that you, Desmond, encountered earlier today. This evening, I should say. Bale twists the top off. He looks across the three of you. The Patsu. This is how we get out. He takes a quick drink of the liquid and then hands it to you, Kane. For there's a flash, like a photo being taken, a camera going off, and Bale is gone. Can you all make a sanity check for me, please?
Absolutely. It's our favorite.
Favorite
That's
game to play.
a success on my part.
Okay.
Passed on Desmond.
Okay. And Eliza?
I'm good too.
You all
I'm good
lose
too.
1 sanity.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Crispy. Wonderful.
Noted.
Kane, as you hold the glass container, you can see it growing lighter as the liquid inside it appears to vanish from top to bottom. And Kane, you alone will need to make another sanity check for me as you witness this.
Nice. That's a success.
No sanity loss. And as the liquid vanishes altogether, it reappears in an identical manner. draining and refilling in like a strange breathing rhythm.
I'm going to get closer to one of the two, either Eliza or Desmond, uh, and just be like, "Oh, guess I'll follow suit and see where the rabbit hole goes." Kick the paper mache dragon a little bit. Uh, take a big old swig from the vial and pass it off to Eliza.
You take a drink, but as you go to pass it to Eliza, the clown stands and tilts its head slightly to the side in the dark, looking directly at you, Kane, still holding the container, and begins to shuffle towards you in a strange dance that is difficult to follow. Your skin crawls with that. You can only describe it as terror. It sounds like an overly dramatic description, but nothing else will do. Something about the perspective isn't right. The infant-sized clown appears to be the size of a tall man by the time it emerges from behind the curtain. And as it presses towards you, it grows till it is over 12 meters tall, and it's advancing on all three of you very quickly. What do you do?
I'm going to first throw the vial to either Desmond or Eliza, whoever catches it first.
Okay.
Athletics,
I'll catch it.
athletics. Both of you.
Okay.
Oh,
Probably gonna be Desmond then.
51
actually.
under 67.
Okay. Who's throwing
Sorry.
it? Sorry? Roll athletics. Whoever's throwing it?
Oh, that's
Kane is
me.
throwing it.
Yeah.
That is going to be a success on my athletics. That's going to be a 45 under 50.
Okay, so you throw
It's
it
a
and you catch it successfully, Desmond.
Desmond catches it. Okay.
All right.
mine is just a okay.
Or wait, what's yours?
Oh, never mind. It's fine.
Well,
Oh,
if yours is
good.
lower than Desmond's, then you catch.
No, it's not
either.
lower than Desmond's though. I was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just. It's fine.
Desmond is going to neck some of that bad boy down, breathe in a little bit of that breathe water, and then immediately hand it to Eliza and start walking away from this horrific clown. I really hope this works.
You charge. Which direction? What, back out towards the crowd?
You said it's just like come out from behind the curtain. I assume it's
That's
just
right.
moving towards us on
Yes,
center stage.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go stage right and hope Kane goes stage left.
Okay. You turn. Luckily enough, you did go that way because you notice off the direction where the crowd once were is now a solid wall of black stone. The theatre and the seats are gone. And to the left, stage left, the direction you're headed, the ceiling begins to lower to reveal like another darkened room that you can escape into. And we are now going to go in initiative order, which is simply your dexterity score in Delta Green.
Okay. My dex is an 11.
14.
Then
Who's drank the Patsu already?
that would be Desmond, and Eliza was it passed to, but I don't think she said she drank it just yet.
No, it's like Desmond like just handed it to her. She's
That's
like
fine.
has it like
You
halfway
have
to her
wait
mouth.
then.
Yeah.
Desmond, Kane, both make sanity checks for me, please.
Ah, nards.
Oh boy.
Success.
Success. I don't know if this is good or bad.
You're not going to vanish right away. You somehow know. And Eliza, you're next.
Okay, so I think it's time for her. She like just got the vial, so she takes a sip.
And roll a sanity check for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. I got a 9.
That's a pass. Again, you drink it, but you're not. It's not going to have the intended effect immediately. And the clown advances on you one more time. It's bizarre. It's coming towards you, but it doesn't seem to gain any ground, and you can't really understand why. Desmond, it's your turn now. You can put some distance between yourself and the clown, or you can stop and try to drink the liquid once more.
Well, I don't have it, yeah?
Yep.
So I think I'm gonna dipski into this room and let them have fun with the clown. Because I hate this thing. I've seen it far too much.
No
It
problem.
literally haunts my dreams.
You move one away, and as you move through to this new room that's opened out, off to the side in what appears to be like it's a raised area that's somewhat inaccessible from where you are. You see a man in a red robe carrying a box of red books rapidly past just a lit window, just really real quick. And whose turn is it next?
Well, likely it's Kane's.
Kane?
Eliza is slow.
Well, me and you have the same deck, so it doesn't matter too much. Kane doesn't have any more slippers to throw, besides the bloody one that he's saving for an important use.
Oh my god. Don't be framing us for anything.
I'm not gonna frame you, don't worry. Curtains typically are like on a rope or a rod system. I think Kane's gonna like try to pull the curtains down on top of the clown creature.
Okay. Roll athletics.
So like the curtains that are nearest to him, he's gonna try to pull those fuckers down.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, it's a big failure.
They do not budge. That would be your action.
Yeah.
Eliza.
I would love to take another sip and pass it off to Kane if I can.
Sure. Go ahead.
Mhm.
Take a drink.
Yeah.
Roll for sanity.
Let's see. Okay. I rolled a 71, and that is a failure for me.
You lose one sanity, and you disappear. The container hits the ground and rolls to Desmond. High or low?
Low.
It rolls to your feet, Desmond.
Yeah, yeet.
As the clown continues to move towards you. closer now. You've got maybe one chance each to either put your distance between you and it. Apologies, to be more accurate here, Kane has one opportunity to put some distance between himself and the clown. Desmond, you would have two, as you are further away from him. It's your turn now, Desmond.
I'm again necking this thing, taking a big healthy swig.
Okay, and making a sanity check as you do.
Yeah. I don't know what happens with this, but I rolled a 5.
I'm gonna call that
I believe that's
a critical success. So you, without any sanity loss, also disappear. The canister is now sat. You can dash into the same room that Desmond was previously occupying and pick the canister up.
so. Desmond took a swig from the one that he had previously.
No,
And no, Eliza passed it over to him again.
it rolled to his feet when Eliza disappeared.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, then I'm most certainly going to run in and grab it. And just chug it. I'm going to chug the entire thing.
Okay. You do so. Make a sanity check for me, please.
That's a 6 for me.
You don't feel anything, and that clown is closing as it grows one step closer to you.
I hate clowns.
You stand in sweat and you look to your left. You see a bedroom at night, briefly visible through some stage curtains. An older couple lies in bed. The room is soon closed off by a wall sliding in on tracks, as if this whole thing is a play. The woman sits up in bed, screams. "He's coming for my baby, Tom." Stop him. You make a sanity check for me, please.
I am certainly coming for that baby. Ooh, that's a 90! That's a failure.
One sanity loss, please.
Ooh. Currently at nice, juicy 69 sanity.
And make another sanity check as you realise that the Tom that this woman is screaming to is Thomas Wright.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be another failure. That's going to be a critical failure, I might add. That's going to be an 88.
Podcast. A very interesting expression on our handler's face there.
You
Yep.
lose
Juicy.
6 points of sanity, Kane.
I have reached my breaking point.
Yay!
You can deflect those if you wish onto a bond to prevent that from
Let's-
happening.
Let's be honest, I don't have any bonds left.
You should have.
I
You shouldn't have lost
have
them all.
my therapist and Thomas Wright, who is currently. I guess I could deflect it onto Thomas, yeah. That'd be fitting, wouldn't it be?
Okay. I'll let you do that as you wish, just to make the appropriate changes on your character sheet and make your next move.
I'm going to get as far back.
You can
As
run.
possible
You can
from-
run again and move like rooms are opening out as you move.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep running,
Okay.
and while I'm running, like just keep drinking this liquid, and just try to escape.
It's funny. The clown is constantly in motion, but it doesn't always seem to be catching up with you. You can't figure out why. And as you drink the patsu, can you make another sanity check for me, please?
Of course I can. That one's a success.
Okay. And the clown continues to chase. Still not gained on you.
I don't want to be here anymore.
You're gonna
Mom, can you come pick me
Yeah.
up?
drink. Are you gonna drink once more?
Um.
It is one step away from you, the clown, by the way.
Oh. Now I'm kind of tempted to throw this thing at it. uh. I. What's the likelihood that I'll have 24 hours before I can use this again? All right, hold on. Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. Yeah, fuck it.
Okay.
I'm not taking that. I'm not risking it for the biscuit. Mark, I'm gonna use the elder sign.
Go ahead
gonna
and
do the,
describe.
So Kane does a strange, and he's gonna use the blood. Absolutely, he's gonna like soak his hand in the blood of his friends and companions while he's doing this air gesture, just hoping that it works a little bit.
You want to use the patsu to cast the elder sign.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, interesting. Go ahead.
And so he does so. There's no roll
Yeah. What are the costs?
for this. It just costs
It's willpower
Let's see.
and sanity. It should be.
yeah, I'm trying to see what the cost is for like writing it on something. It doesn't say anything about just temporarily in placing it on something.
That's fine. Now you can put it. You can
So,
inscribe it into
I'll
the
just use
stage.
Yeah, it's going to cost 2 willpower and 1 sanity. For me.
All right. Oh, it's yeah. So that's gonna be 1 sanity, but because you're using the patsu, the power of the patsu will take the place of the 2 willpower loss. And can you make
Bless.
a sanity roll for me, please? So you lose 1 sanity,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Absolutely. That's a 1d6 sanity roll there, buddy. I lose 5.
No. You lose 1. If an entity is forced into the radius of the sign, it loses 1d6.
Correction,
That's
sorry.
how it works.
It loses 5. Yeah, sorry. I had that backwards.
Well, if it's forced in, you've put the
Right,
sign
if it's-
between it and you, and it does
Right.
stop. It stops in its tracks. The clown can no longer run, and the willpower cost won't stand here because you're using the patsu. I've decided. You do lose 1 sanity, and as the patsu surrounds you and you breathe it in, can you make another sanity check for me?
Ah, no.
And you have a 20% penalty on this one.
Oh, yeah, no, that's going to be a big fat failure.
You breathe in the patsu, and you also disappear. And you awake in sunlight in an empty house. Those of you that arrived before checked around. The doors and the windows are locked. Can you all, for escaping Dorchester House successfully, roll 2d6 each for me and regain that insanity?
Woo! A 3 and a 5. Holy shit, 8?
Yeah, I got 8 as well. Got a 3 and a 5 as well.
Ah. I rolled a 6 and a 5.
Damn, that's some juicy
Oh
sanity
my
back.
god. Okay. Better than therapy, I guess.
Yeah. Conquering your demons is better than therapy. Noted.
You take a moment to catch your breath. Kane, you hear a quiet music box dirge as a small clockwork child wobbles forward from a dark corner of the room that you are currently inhabiting. It holds a folded piece of paper in one spinning hand. Can you make a sanity check for me, please?
I'll do that, but I will definitely take the paper. That's gonna be a success.
No sanity
While I
loss
take that paper.
for you, not a problem. And you take the paper and look down at it, and as you look down at it, you look back up again, and the clockwork child is gone. The paper itself is a thick, cream-coloured stationery folded in 3 places. The front reads Hotel Broadalbin in Art Deco font with no street address. On the back is your name, Corporal Kane, written in a fancy script in red ink, followed by a poem. Find J.C. Lynn's at Hotel Broadalbin. Go now. Find the hotel, the labyrinth, the author, his bottle, the city, the lake, its shadow, the battle, then the party, the dance, the girl in blue, the one singing nothing is true except out is through, love and kisses, Amanda. And that is where we are going to end our session for the evening. Congratulations for escaping Dorchester House. But it just gets worse from here. So with that in mind, have you seen the yellow sign yet? Good night.